Okay, so this is our preparation for March 21st. Okay, just looking at the Forex Factory here, not much happened today, kind of a slow day. We had FOMC member Evans who spoke, and he mentioned at least 2 or 3 rate hikes today, um, which is positive for the US dollar, but didn't really make much of a difference because all of that's already factored in. Coming up right now in 2 minutes is the monetary policy meeting minutes for Australian dollar. Last time they were positive. So this could be positive for Aussie. So let's take a quick look here. Aussie sitting right into the highs. It hasn't been here since August of 2016. So this is very, very bullish close for the day. So let's see what happens with the monetary policy meetings here, or meeting minutes. So that's it for today. So coming up for tomorrow, we have inflation number for the British pound. And then we have a lot of FOMC members speaking this week, so that will have an impact on or could have an impact on the US dollar. And then we have Bank of England Governor Carney speaking. Again, this will be impactful for the British pound. So today, Prime Minister Theresa May talked about triggering Brexit. So they've set the date to start it off on the 29th. So that is important here, and we may see British pound slip. So it'll be so let's see what happens tomorrow. But this could be negative. So if Bank of England Governor Carney is not very bullish on the British pound, and with the Brexit being the focus once again, we could see British pound slip, and also the net shorts for commitment of traders data for pound have been very, very low. So that's something that we need to watch out for. Basically, I'll be cautious with the British pound. And then we don't really have much tomorrow except for the GDT price index for New Zealand. And then further down, I think on Thursday or Friday, no, Wednesday or Thursday, we have New Zealand bank rate decision coming up. So that will have an impact on New Zealand. Right now, New Zealand is probably one of the strongest pair that's trading out there right now. So we'll see what happens there. So let's take a look at our squawk here. We should have had the monetary policy meeting minutes. Stated that rising Aussie US dollar would complicate economic transition. So that's what they're saying. So not much has changed here. Still sitting at the highs, and not much has changed as a result of the meeting minutes there. But the meeting minutes here, this is not a very positive. So we'll see what else they say. But for now, it doesn't look like they want a higher Aussie dollar. It is quite high. Other than that, we have Japanese finance minister saying no change in FX, and then we have yen strength continues to strengthen. So this is another thing. When the US dollar is so weak, usually the yen strengthens, and that's what we are seeing right now. Other than that, so here we have policy meeting minutes from March 7th meeting, where the central bank kept rates on hold at record low for RBA, which is our Australian dollar. Unchanged policy remains consistent with economic growth, and high Aussie US dollar could complicate economic transition. So same thing here. RBA also commented it no longer expects a further easing in other major economies, but stated that medium-term risk to China growth remains. So they're not expecting a significant impact on Australian dollar as a result of this. So basically nothing much, so pretty mild. Okay. And US President Trump states preparing executive order to put coal miners back into work. So he hasn't done much either in terms of President Trump hasn't really done anything. All the plans, the tax cuts and things like that he was supposed to put in place, are not there. Okay. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty much it for our news that came out today. So let's move on to our charts. All right, so let's start things off with Euro US dollar here. Euro has traded in a very narrow range on Friday on the last 3 days, actually. So right now looks like it's pushing off of this level. So we haven't broken the 0,700 level here. It's staying above that. So right now it looks quite bullish. Looks like it wants to move higher. So the target for as long as it stays above the 0,700 level, we could go all the way back into this 800. So 800, 800 level. That's what I'll be watching. Below 700, if it breaks below this level, then we are looking lower into this 106, 30-ish area, somewhere around here. This is important support and resistance, 106.39. But right now it is holding above the 700, and as long as it keeps holding, we could see it go higher. Okay, sorry, let me just drop the link in the chat. Looks like there's some other people there.